We need some spooky music or something to get us kicked off today.
Ooh.
There we go. That works perfect. All right. Welcome to Memory Bound. Welcome to Monday morning. Welcome to Iowa. Welcome to Halloween crafting with Becky. So yay, Becky's here. Becky, I'm so glad you're back for today.
Well, thanks.
And if you guys, Becky has been here previously quite a few times, and you can always expect very great, amazing Tim Holtz style makes. I think we have Becky that comes in and Alicia, and both of you guys are huge Tim Holtz fans and should probably be on his design team, actually. And today Becky brought in all kinds of Halloween projects, and you're going to love it. And we are going to be showing you, she's going to talk about all of them. She's got a technique to show us. And I think it looks like you used Idea-Ology and stamps and dies. We have a whole, look over here, everybody. It's like, look over here. Becky grabbed all kinds of product from the store here that she used that she's going to tell us about. So if you want to learn more about how to do these amazing makes, stick with us today, and welcome everybody. Pat says this will be quite a show and tell. Lisa says good morning. And Chris is watching, and Darla's here, and Darla says she can't wait to see what you created. And we've got Denise from Carlisle. She's a regular watcher, and Anna's here. And let's see, who else is hopping on this morning? Janet's here, and Janet might have a challenge today of a lot of linking. And a lot of linking. I don't know how much time she'll have for drinking.
Yeah.
But that is perfectly fine, because I think a lot of people want to know how you made these, and like right here, oh my gosh, those are just amazing. And we just have another Chris that dropped on, and Dee is here. Dee says, hi, Becky.
Hi.
And Cherie's here, and Heidi's watching. It's a great Monday morning, everybody. It's beautiful here in Iowa. Our leaves are starting to turn colors, too. Have you noticed that, Becky?
Yes.
So fall is in the air. It's a little cooler this week, and then I think it's going to warm back up. Janet said she went to get a refill, so she's ready. Has a drink, ready to link.
Yeah. Tell her just to do the whole Idea-Ology, and she's pretty much
I think
covered.
the whole Idea-Ology is the Tim Holtz Halloween Idea-Ology is linked on our calendar, so you can get that there very easily. And look, she even has one of the cloth albums here. I love those eyes that you put on the pumpkin. Chris says she can't wait to see your projects. Jennifer is working from home. We'll put in quotes, working. So she's excited she gets to watch. And here's Sharon from Burlington. And good morning, everyone. We're so glad you're joining us. And we're super happy that you're here. And I'm really happy that Becky's here. And it's a great way to kick off the week, because we are finishing up September and we're going into October, so it's time to get your Halloween craftiness, or fall. She has some fall things to show us. And Becky, where do you want to start? Where should we start?
Books, and we'll kind of get them out of the
Okay.
way. I was at the lake this summer, and I made my friend, he was in the boat with us, and I said, would you get these sticks? Because they've got this look I like. And he's like, what? And I said, pick me those sticks. So he was making fun of me the whole time. So I'm like, I'm going to make your present out of this for Christmas.
Out of sticks?
So I started this, and I started with these at the last crop.
Just last month. Or,
yeah.
Last month. I
Was it
had to
last
think
month?
about that, yes.
So I did a winter and a fall, and I was just going to give them one. And I thought, well, let's do all the seasons.
Oh, I get it now.
And they all kind of follow the same format. I tore off a box and kind of picked.
So this is corrugated on the base.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Becky, the book, it looks like you ripped off
I ripped the covers off the books. And I look for garage sale books, Goodwill, things like that, wherever I can find cheap books. And I was at an antique store, and this music book was like $3 or $4 because it was all torn apart. I didn't care because I was ripping out the stuff.
you just tore it a little
and
more.
I found songs that matched each season.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the fall.
And it says October. And this was a winter song. I don't remember. I guess I covered that up. But America, Spring Thoughts.
Okay. So you've got fall is here, and then winter. And then
summer and spring.
Spring and summer.
Yeah, and they all have a stick in it somewhere. They all have the cardboard, and I put crackle paste over that.
So you can kind of see the corrugated there on that one.
And they all have ribbons with some metal tokens or keys or whatever. So that's kind of how they're alike. Oh, and all these quote chips. So
you had kind of a recipe.
Yeah, so that's the same on all of them. And then like here, I just added some pine cones with some, and I kind of added some white crackle paste to the pine cones and to the sticks. And just added some bark off of what's that tree?
You went and found some bark?
Yeah, I took it off a tree.
The birch, maybe?
Yes.
Is it birch?
Yeah.
I hope Maggie's watching, because you know she's our twig and stick lover.
I meant to bring her some of these sticks. I'll have to do it at the crop because I forgot today. But and then just tied some twine around it, and I drew lines around the quote chips.
Okay, I see that now.
And then I also, on some of them, like over here, I added some copper luster wax on that, on some on the ribbon and some on the pine cones.
Okay, so she's got the white crackle paste, and then these are Tim Holtz quote chips, and I don't know if we have any of those. I think they're on order. They're like a chipboard little phrases, but she took a pen and just kind of drew around them. And this one she used the luster wax, and I see a little luster wax on this stick too.
Yeah, I just kind of rubbed it different places.
And that's the rose gold, or maybe the copper.
That one's rose gold. And I just used some this is some ribbon that I had sprayed mica stain on. And then this is the leaves. Is it
it's right here.
Leaves or something? I don't remember.
So the leaf, oops. Okay, I got to go low. I have no idea what I'm showing right now, but sorry guys. It's leaf fragments.
Yeah.
So these are actually cut out of this dye called leaf fragments.
And I've used that a lot. I love that dye.
It's a good one. I mean,
it's a nice dye to have.
A non-perfect leaf.
Yeah.
That you could use for a lot of backgrounds, and it's $24.99 for the 5 different sizes and styles. So leaf fragments, and they're right here on her book.
Yep. And I just added a little charm and a little key, and then you tied it with ribbon, and you're done. So these are very quick projects. The longest part is putting the crackle paste on and waiting for it to dry.
Yeah, because remember, guys, you got to let it dry. And she's got a little piece of crocheted lace behind there, too, that you don't even notice.
Yeah, and I think I have some crocheted lace, like different places on these as well.
Okay, so here's fall. Here's fall. And then she has her winter. And it's looks like a Tim Holtz charm and a little key. And some
it's got
twine.
One of those little clips.
There's a clip. So fall, winter, and then you have to go to spring. We got to do it in order.
So I did the wildflower dye. I thought
and that is here,
not.
And that's
the
Vault Wildflowers, and that's $20.99 for all 6.
You can use whatever. I mean, there's a ton of wildflower dyes.
Yeah, you might already have one.
Because I think I used a combination of a couple. And so they're here and here, and I just watercolored those. Added, and since I had this dye with lavender, I just added some lavender. There's one stick. I had to have one stick in there.
Okay, there's the stick. So if Maggie's watching, there is a stick in there.
Yeah, there is a stick. I did the same thing with adding the charm and the key and the quote chip, and then I added this little paper doll, and I put one of the transparent wings behind her.
Which is very cute. And then she's got the little quote chip that says, "Use your wings."
Yeah.
And so this is a Christmas gift for your friend.
Yes, and he's just going to be so thrilled.
He is. He's going to recognize the sticks, I'm sure. Okay, and then the summer you went with kind of a patriotic.
Yeah, and I used the Vault Rosette, which has the stars and the rosettes.
Oh, that's right. I was going to ask about the stars, but the rosette.
And the stars. And I think I might have pulled it. I don't remember. Anyway.
So that's from the rosette. And those stars, they're really neat the way you made them. They're very dimensional.
Yeah, they're super quick to make.
And another quote chip.
And I did mess up because when I hadn't done it for a while. And I did this one first. And see how this is like
Yeah, it's like
scallops?
scalloped.
The scallops are in the middle. Because I'm like, why is this one so much? It didn't go in as well. Well, because I got all the scallops in the middle.
I know, but it gives you a whole different look from
Yeah.
the same die.
I did it on purpose.
And I kind of like it that way. A happy accident is what I would call it for sure. So that's the one for
So,
summer. And
yeah.
we do have a question
Yes.
about your leaves.
Yes.
They want to know if you inked them or painted them or what you did on the leaves.
Let me look at them. It's been a while. I think these, with the feeling I think I put enamel glaze on them because they're like if you feel them.
So the
they're
Tim
slick.
Holtz glaze,
Yeah.
different colors maybe it looks
Yeah.
like. So
And just
his
sprinkled it
embossing
on.
glaze.
Yeah, I just sprinkled it on and then heated it up so you could have all the different colors because it feels really smooth. So I'm sure that's
It's got kind of a glossy.
Yeah. Because I made a bunch of leaves up when I was getting ready to do my Heritage album, so I'd have leaves for different pages.
You know, and
I
that's
pulled out of
something
that.
that's a great tip, and I know Janet's talked about that too, is to just die cut a bunch of things,
Yeah.
and then you have them, like if you're, like you said, doing your heritage, cut out a whole bunch of leaves
So the leaves were
or
all
flowers. I have a little envelope myself of these flowers die cut out of different colors, although you could do it out of watercolor paper.
Especially if you're cutting them out already.
Just
keep
do it,
doing
right?
it. Yeah, especially if you're not sure what you're going to make or you're not feeling real creative. But
And I think Teresa, if she cuts them, she puts them right here in the
yeah,
package.
I do that too. So they're with
So they're
it.
in the package with the die set.
Because like the spiders, this set over here and that big spider, I was cutting out a bunch of spiders because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I just cut. And then I put them in there. I ended up using every single
You
one.
used
of them.
every single
Yeah,
one.
before I was
So
done.
Becky's talking about the Vault Gothic Portraits. Has got that, I call that kind of a creepy spider
Yeah.
because it looks kind of real. It's not a,
Yeah, and then
cutesy
the other
one.
one has the spider webs with the little spiders.
and this
I
one
use
is
those a
Vault.
lot,
This is
too.
Fright Night, and it's another Vault, which we love the Vault dies because they're $20.99, so they're very affordable. So thank you, Tim, for keeping things affordable.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think
that's
those
it for
books
that.
are amazing, one for every season.
Yep.
And if you're just joining us today, happy Monday, everybody. And Becky Thrap is here with her Tim Holtz Makes.
Yep.
And you know it's going to be a good one.
Okay, so I'll move these out of the way.
And we really
Just set it
appreciate
back
you
here.
bringing all your stuff in today,
Oh, well,
Becky.
thank you. Okay.
And we've got a lot more to go, so we're just getting started here today. Looks
All
like
right.
we're moving on to Halloween.
Let's go to Halloween. Let's do these cards. I think it was Vicki Evans showed this technique. And you use one of these, well, here's the, it's a custom blend pad. And she used an ink one, but I didn't have one. I had the oxide. So I thought, I
Oh,
wonder
okay,
if
that's
this,
right. They are different.
I'm like, I wonder if this will work. And I thought, well, what do I have to lose? Because I've had this pad for probably several years and hadn't done anything with it. So I thought, I'm going to try it. So I did black soot, and you can kind of see a difference. I kind of, in the one corner, I put the archival ink, and then I did a strip of the distress ink, and then on the far side, I did oxide.
Okay, so just to recap for me, you got the re-inkers.
The re-inkers. and
So
it's-
you've got, tell
in
us
the one
again
co-
which
in
one
the-
you did.
In the one corner, you do the archival ink,
Okay,
and then the distress ink, and then you do the oxide.
and all black, right?
All black. So you can do it in any color,
Right.
but that's what, for Halloween,
So
that's
that's
what
how
I did.
she got this effect right here.
And then I added a little luster wax to show this is the corner.
Oh, to mark your corner where
Yes, because you
the,
need to know. And I
Okay.
put it on here, the corner, that this is the center. And then I also, when I have it down, I've got an arrow that I
So you
know that
marked
this
it all.
is the center. So when I go around. And what you want to do is have your scent. Well, first I took the paper, and Vicki had used antique linen and old paper on it first. And I
to ink the sides or to
to
stamp,
ink the
actually
paper
stamp it
to begin with.
Okay, to ink the
your
paper.
And that's what I tried to begin with. And I kind of messed up. So I'm going to show you my oops.
Well, we like to see that so we know what not to do.
So,
Although that's not bad.
but see all the yellow in there? I thought it was too yellowy. So when I did it the second time after I screwed up, I did it and when I was doing this, I wasn't keeping my corner, making sure that it was in the center as I go around to stamp the stamp. You want to make sure that this is in the center, because I was getting a little crazy. Because over here, I didn't have any of the blending when I was doing it to begin with. So this one looked okay, but the others were so-so, and I had places where it didn't blend. So I sprayed it with mica spray, and I thought, well, I'll try that. Well, I hated it. It wasn't what I wanted.
Well, a lot of us think that looks okay, but you knew what you were going for, and that wasn't it.
I was going for this. I wasn't going for what I got.
So this is what her technique was.
But I didn't throw them away. I kept them, and I think I can use them on something else.
Sure.
Because afterwards I thought, they're not that bad. It just wasn't what I was going for. But I had to do something because it looked totally like I'd really screwed up. Because this part wasn't.
So I guess I think if you could take us from step 1.
Yes.
Because
let's take the back.
I'm a little confused.
Okay.
So did you stamp your image?
I stamped the image.
Okay. So first of all, you stamped the image.
Yes.
And
I just made sure.
And she used Frame Frights from Tim Holtz, and I'm so glad you did, because this is an image I've been wanting to watercolor, and she's used this in another way too that she's going to show us. So that is Framed Frights. And
you just stamp your stamp, and I'm going to...
So you stamped your image with what?
Yeah.
Archival?
Well, you want the center to...
Or you're using this?
This is the pad. So you start from the center, and make sure to keep this center thing in all around.
But you're putting that on your...
I know, but pretend this is... We're pretending it's a stamp.
So you're putting it on the stamp.
Yeah, and then you go around. And then by the time you get all around, this part, the outside part's going to have the Distress ink and oxide. So that's what blends so well around here. But your inside is going to have a sharp image with the archival.
So your archival's on the inside, and that is not going to be affected.
It won't be.
But your outside ones will. Okay.
Yeah, because you can see where it's real crisp, and then where all this faded out.
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah, now you got it?
Yep, so your archival is in the center.
Yes. And so then once you got that done, then you spray it with water, and it just does its little thing.
Oh, that sounds really fun. Okay, so she used the custom blend, and one more time,
one corner you put just the archival ink.
With a re-inker.
Yeah. And then you take the re-inker for Distress ink and do it like a swap over here, kind of curved. And then the top part, you put the oxide ink.
Okay. The light bulb went off for me now, Becky. So that way when she stamped, like she showed us, when she inked up her stamp.
And just make sure that center stays in the center.
And then you've got your archival in the center, and it's not water reactive.
Because you can tell a little bit, like here, I did a better job than up here. Because, see, I don't have a lot of dark up here.
I think they all look amazing.
So anyway, you just try to keep it in the center, and you just go around and then spray it with water, and it just does its blending
it makes
to make
me
it
want
look
to
bold.
try it.
It was kind of fun.
And are these backdrop papers?
Yeah, backdrop papers.
So those are from the Halloween, I assume, backdrop.
Yes.
So, and we still have, I'm pretty sure we still have the backdrops for Halloween.
I just didn't grab them.
That's okay. We've got Janet here, and Janet, thank you. We're really making you work today. But
I'm sorry, I owe her some.
No. But I think that's a really cool technique, and you could do it for other things.
Yeah, she had used a spider web one that looked really cool, and she said you can do this with any stamp that you want to try it with. It doesn't have to be Halloween either. You can try it with different colors, with different
just makes it look like an old photograph or something that faded away. Cool, I love that. So that was the custom blend, and Becky used the oxide. You could probably use the regular Distress.
Ink, but I had this and I tried it and it worked just fine. I made sure to clean my stamps really well when I was done, because I normally don't do that, but
There's a lot of different stuff
Because
going on
yeah,
there.
I wanted to make sure it was clean.
So that's the Distress Do-It-Yourself Oxide Custom Blend Pad. So it's like a blank pad, and you add your ink to it.
Because well, I guess you can't see because it's all black.
It's
now.
all black. But Teresa has used this where she put different colors on it, and then she actually stamped the top, Becky, with it so she could see what colors her pads were.
So that's what that is.
All right. And Janet just linked the backdrop, so we're good there. And that was the Framed Frights stamp set. And she's got another project with this, too.
Yep. Okay, let's do the next one. We'll grab these. Okay. These were coasters, and it's just a blank coaster that you guys
We
have
love our
used a million
coasters.
times.
These are like 39 cents, you guys, and they're a very absorbent or porous surface. They're a little bit firm, so they're great for making displays on.
So again, I just added backdrops papers to the front and to the back because I never know if people are where I'm going to have them.
So I like how you did the back. So those are the Halloween backdrops that Janet just linked.
And you can get 2 per sheet per backdrop. Plus you'll have a little extra paper left over. And I just stamped all of the images in archival, and then I took watercolor pencils and colored it in. And then I took scorched timber to ink around the edges.
So was it the regular Distress scorched timber, or was it oxide?
The ink.
All right, that's my new favorite brown. I like to mix it with other browns because it's so dark.
Well, it's kind of grayish, greenish. It looks different when you use it with different colors.
It does.
I think any ink I used on any of these projects was scorched timber this year. Because it just gives it that ooey. Because like when I did it, the sky was kind of, well, you can see it was kind of bright blue. So it just kind of tamed it down some.
Yeah, I really like it. So
and then I took luster wax around the edge. And I did put it on Tim's black
yeah, we have that. Can you ring the bell for us? So she used
the Tim Holtz black.
He's got his paper pack that's black.
It's all black.
Craft stock. Okay. So she put it on that. This is amazing, Becky.
And I put the words on that as well. And I took the distressing tool around the edges.
That I was going to ask you. It looks like she did the distressing tool. I'll try to get up close here. And then you'll see the luster wax. And the luster wax comes in lots of colors. Here's the
gold,
silver.
Rose gold, silver. I used all 3 on these
and
projects.
I love luster wax because it's so easy to use, and you'll see it right here on the edge.
Yeah.
You just put it on with your finger. You don't have to heat it or anything like that. So it works really well. And then she used the Tim Holtz paper distresser from Tonic around the edge of the black cardstock. And they're getting us the black cardstock so we can show everybody what it is. These are just... I mean, to put these up on little easels and do it like on a mantle or something would be so fun.
Or you could even do a banner.
Oh, yeah, you could hang them.
I thought about doing a banner, but I did a Halloween banner last year.
So there's your banner if you want, or on little easels. We have all kinds of black easels available here at Memory Bound.
I got to get a few more while I'm here.
Look how cute that is if you had a bunch of them. Becky, is someone finding the black paper for us? Okay, Teresa's getting it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll. They're looking for the black paper for us from Tim Holtz, and it's his black craft stock.
What kind of paper? The black craft stock of Tim's.
The pack of Tim's black paper.
So.
And it's all right. We're giving Janet a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Now I want to mention Becky's sweater.
Yes.
With the purple bats on it, which is so fun. And she's got her pendant.
And bracelets.
And then she's got her Halloween bracelets on.
No.
It's the 8x8.
Yeah. Sorry. So I'm in Halloween mood.
Okay, and they're asked, while we have a minute here, they're asking again to tell us the colors again on your custom blend.
It's black soot. All the colors were black soot, but it was archival ink, and then distress ink, and then distress oxide.
And if you if you had the Ranger archival
Yes, thank you.
The Ranger Jet Black. Is that what it is? Jet
You could
Black?
use
You could
Jet
probably
Black
use
too,
that.
yeah.
But the rest of them were the black soot.
Yeah, and here's Tim's black paper that's got the craft core that you can sand the edges.
And you can barely see, I mean, it's kind of tight here. You can barely see some of the craft showing.
Because
on
I
the edge
think
of
I
that.
went back over it
With ink?
with scorched timber.
Oh, probably. Love it,
Because I
though.
wanted more of the dark look.
They really jump out at you. That was a nice job. So that paper's got 24 sheets, and it's got the craft backstock, or the backing. So if you sand it, the craft comes through.
And I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, like here's craft.
Yeah.
So it works really well.
It's great for lots of things,
Yeah, it's
Halloween
good for
especially.
sanding. And I was going to do, I saw a card that was just black on black and with where they sanded the edges, which is what I was going to do. We'll switch projects now.
All right.
Get those out of the way.
I think that what you did with the Oxide Custom Blend was amazing.
Okay, let's do
Ooh, this is amazing too. Everything's amazing.
Because this was, oops. This was a box that fits Halloween because it had my daughter-in-law gave it to me. Her dog's ashes came in it.
Jeez.
So she asked me if I could do something with it. So I was going to make a Halloween thing. So I started off, and each side has a different scene.
Oh my gosh, it does.
And then the top. I wasn't going to do the top. I was going to do a little scene on top, but as I was going around gluing on all this stuff, I glued here, and then I'm like, oh, I'm done. And I'm like, you were supposed to do that here, and you were supposed to decorate up here.
I
So
like
I'm
it
like,
the way it is.
Well, this is what it is. Like Tim says, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. So,
yes.
so I covered this box. It was a wood box, and I covered it with this black paper. And then
Oh, you did cover it with
yes.
the paper?
And then
Okay.
I cut everything out of the black cardstock, and I was going to, I just sanded, I started off on one of them, edge. I don't know which edge I started on. But I put it on, and then I sanded it, but I didn't quite like the look of it. So then I got out my luster wax and rubbed my luster wax over it.
And did you just do that like with your finger, Becky?
Yeah, just my finger.
It's amazing. I don't know if it shows on camera, but it is really, really cool. And the hearts are pouring in for that. It's like people love it.
And it's very simple to do. You just die cut, put it on there, and rub the luster wax over.
And what adhesive did you use to hook your die cuts down? Because they are very solid.
I just used my
Was it matte?
glue in my
Oh, your glue
Nuvo
press?
glue, art glitter glue, yeah.
Okay.
And I just glued it on with that, and then when you put the thing over it, just
So
I
you-
didn't cover it like with collage medium or anything. I just made sure everything was glued down.
Okay, so you glued on the black craft stock
Mm-hmm.
on each side, and then you die cut all these little
Yeah,
die
I
cuts.
sanded the edges, kind of mirrored it in like what Maggie showed a million
Oh,
times.
sure, yeah.
And I could have probably painted it black.
You can't believe these are die cuts. They
Yeah,
look
they're
they
all
look
die-
like it's embossed into the wood. It's
Yeah, and with that, it
really
kind of looks
cool.
metallic when you add that
it
luster
does.
wax.
And you just rubbed it on with your finger.
And especially like this pumpkin, because he's a colorized dye, so you can see more layers. Because all the other ones are just single layers.
Yeah, that's really amazing. So you could do that on just like a piece of
You
wood
could
and
do
set it
anything.
out. Wouldn't have to be a box.
No.
Very cool. Everybody loves it. They think that's really neat.
So since I was going to have a little design coming up to kind of give it dimension, while I was putting all my Halloween stuff together, I had another clock that I just set on the top of it to kind of get it out of the way.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like, oh, I can do a clock. I had two of these clocks that I had had for several years. And he doesn't sell this type, but he sells,
Oh, that's right. We've got the new
there's
one.
a few
That's
of
the
these left.
previous.
These are going away too.
The curio clock.
But they've got a few of these here now. But you could do the same thing in this. And actually, it'd be easier in this because there's not as many pieces.
The pieces on top would make it a little harder, where
'Cause
you don't
take
have
it
that here.
Yeah, because you take all this apart and it's kind of a pain. But this, if you wanted the same look, you could just use luster wax around it because it's already black. You don't have to paint it.
And the curio clock is $19.99, and I don't know if we have any red ones left, but we do have a couple black ones.
Yep. So we'll move on to this one. So on this clock, on the edge, I painted it all black because it was a shiny silver. And then I used the Elizabeth Craft. I had a bunch of different film strips. I had Tim Holtz, I had a big one of Elizabeth Craft, and then I had this size. So I picked this size, and then I took die cuts of different things, of the cat, the bat, the ghost, and the mouse, I think. Or mouse and
I didn't
spider.
even realize that was on there, Becky, till you pointed it out.
So I've got all different kinds of different things in the actual film strip as you go around. There's all these things all the way around. And then I added one transparency that he had in one of his things. And then I added the witch, and I don't know if I got that one. It was
I don't think we have that one.
Anyway, it was the witch with the cat and the cauldron, and stuck them in there, and then put lights in it.
I think that one is coming back in stock, but
Yeah,
it's out
'cause
of
it's a
stock
vault
right
one,
now.
yeah.
Yes.
Or if they had an original one, they had that too. If you have that one,
Or die cuts.
you could
put
use any die cuts
in
in there. So that's how I did that, and I just got the lights in the back. And then I went and added the luster wax over all of that.
You must go through a lot of luster wax.
No, I haven't got. I mean,
Really? It goes a long ways.
It goes a lot. It's a little jar, but I've had rose
These
gold.
are the little jars. They're $9.99. They come in. They're from Sizzix. They come in silver, gold. What do we say? Rose gold, copper. And you just wipe it on with your finger. It's kind of a little wax, kind of a little pasty
and
wax.
I've used rose gold like crazy, and I've still probably got half a jar. So you just put a little on your finger and rub.
It goes along, and it smells good too.
So
Kim says you need to be a Tim Holtz maker. we all agree with that.
So that's what those are. So while we're doing the clock,
we're getting our own Tim Holtz video today with Becky.
Okay.
Which we love.
So here's the spider one.
So this is your other clock.
Yes. This is the one I started with.
Oh my gosh.
Because one of my triplet granddaughters wanted me to make something. Well, one of them's really into bugs and all this kind of gross stuff. So I thought, I'm going to make her a spider clock. So I did the same thing. I kind of put a spider on the edge, on each edge, and on these little bell things. And then I added one.
Got one up at the top.
Yeah. And then I used the spider. I took one of the spider web transparencies and cut that. I just traced the glass over it so I could get a template, and then just cut it. Added lights, added some mummy cloth to kind of look like spidery, and then cut a bunch of spiders. And then in the very back, I used one of the ephemera, or layers, I think it was actually, that had spiders on it. I don't know if you can see it.
It's hard to see because of the glare and the lights
Oh,
and
probably.
stuff.
Here, you want me
Turn the light off and we'll see. Because she's got the little tiny lights in there. And you can get the tiny lights. You get 2 different strands. And they're the Halloween ones. And they are $7.99. So about $4 a strand.
Can you see it now? Or is it still too glary with the lights?
Oh, no, we can see it now. So there's
So
the
it's spiders
spider in the
galore.
back.
Yeah.
She likes spiders?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And
How
I
old
hung
is
little
she?
spider. There's 7 now.
7? Oh my
So there's
word.
little spiders hanging down from the sides. So I thought, well, she'll
Isn't
like
it
that.
fun when you got somebody to make stuff for like that? That really loves it.
So, and I did the same thing with just the luster wax, but I used silver.
So this is the silver. And Chris just went and got us all the colors of luster wax. And we have ivory, which is going to have a shimmer. It looks like it's kind of white, but it will have the same shimmer. And the gold that Becky's used. And charcoal. I forgot about charcoal. And then the silver that she's used. And then here is the rose gold. It's kind of copper, rose
I like
gold.
that. That's my favorite. I use that all the time.
So we have all those. We have the 5 different colors right now of the luster wax. And it's really cool, you guys, because it's easy to use. I know Tim's got the foundry wax that you put on and you heat.
And that's good for certain things, but
yeah, each of them has a place,
Yeah.
and that one, these you just rub on.
yeah.
And you can put them on your cards or other things.
You
It
can do
doesn't have to be
anything.
a
Well, that's what I did
dimensional
for,
piece.
yeah.
Yeah, on your coasters.
Okay, let's
Here
do
we
this
go.
one.
Here we go,
Okay.
guys.
This I took just a panel, a 6x8 canvas panel. I covered the back, covered the front with backdrop papers. And then I took the collage paper.
Let's
find
see.
it?
Where's the collage paper?
Let's see.
We have it here. We've made a mess. We have made a mess. Where'd it go, Becky?
Here's the panel. I don't know.
Well, we can ring the bell. We'll ring the bell and get some collage paper.
Yeah, here's the panel that I started with.
And that's just a canvas panel. It's got canvas on it, and it has been gessoed, so it's ready to go.
The
We need the collage paper
collage
for
paper,
Halloween,
the Halloween
please.
one up front. And after I got the backdrops paper on the front and back and sanded at the edges, I added the rose gold luster wax around the edges. And then I took collage paper. My son's a chiropractor.
Oh
So
my
I'm
gosh.
making this for him. So I took the collage skull and put it in the corner, and you can still see the backdrop paper behind it, but it just kind of disappears. You
So
wouldn't know
is
that's
is the skull a stamp, or
No,
is that
it's on the
that is on the
collage
collage paper?
paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peggy. We did have this here,
I
Becky.
thought we
I just
did.
don't know where it is. So the collage paper is $5.99. There's the skull.
And
And-
they have some really, I mean, like this haunted house is cool. I mean, they've got some neat things. Anyway, it just disappears in the paper,
And did you
wouldn't
put it
know.
on with like a matte medium?
matte medium.
Okay.
And then I took this stencil and used scorched timber and stenciled that on.
Oh, that's scorched timber.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get close so you can see it, everybody.
And that's the big one there. Then I took, it was an old scarecrow stamp that I took the bats off of that and just stamped it on. But they're lighter and smaller. It's just kind of the
And I
background.
think maybe we still have that. I'm going to ask Teresa when she goes back by.
I didn't see it, but
You didn't see it?
And then I took the bug one, this one.
Oh, entomology. That's
And
one of Teresa's
Teresa
favorites.
uses a lot, and I use it a lot too. It's a great script, and it's a great
Stamp
big
with
one.
a scarecrow on it.
So I took that and stamped it in the background as well, different places.
And that is a great background. And there's another one called Ledger, and I think we're out of Ledger. That's just words.
Yeah.
So you can see the background here. And
And I
obviously your son's name is Kyle.
Yeah. And so when I do the background stamp like that, I just ink it and then I just
So you
use my
don't put it
hand,
on
and I just
you
kinda
don't put it
roll
on a
No,
thing. You just
because
push
I'm
it
just
down.
wanting it light, a light background, so I don't worry about it.
It definitely says scorched timber all over it. You
Yeah.
can really tell that that's your color.
So then I took this.
We laughed when this came out, you guys. We were trying to figure out what the heck, and it's been our #1 seller of the new stencils with the bats right behind it.
Yeah, it's a good stencil. I like this one. So then I took this and I used crackle paste to get this.
Okay,
I
and
know I pulled it.
here's your crackle
Yeah.
paste. Thank you, Tim, for all the paste.
Yeah. And then once it dried, I took a scorched timber again, watercolor pencil, and just went over the top of the crackle paste.
Oh my gosh! Now remember, everybody, you got to let the crackle
gotta let
paste
it
dry, air dry.
And I kind of rushed it a little bit. I crackled and I thought it was dry enough, but where it's darker here, That's where it was a little thicker.
Oh, wasn't quite dry, but it
And
kind of is good.
Should have waited to put the watercolor over the top of it because it turned awful brown, and I couldn't get the others the same color, so I just gave up. I'm like, I'm done. This is what it is.
Okay, and the skull, we had a question about the skull, and it's on the collage paper, and you can see the different ones
There's
that
all
you
kinds
get
on the
here.
back you can
Oh,
see,
the
yeah.
back is better. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
And you can put it over fabric as well. They showed on the Christmas video
my
how you can put it
gosh.
on fabric as well. And
This
it
is-
still, it just shows through onto the, so you can still see the whatever's
I
behind
do
it.
like that haunted house,
I'm going to
Becky.
do something with that this weekend at the
I
craft.
like that, and I like the,
I like
this, well, I like a lot of them. The spider web's kind of cool.
So they're kind of fun to work with. And if you just put a little bit of collage medium on there, they just disappear. If you put a lot, they kind of, you can kind of tell a little bit. But
So go with lightly with your
Lightly,
collage
yeah.
medium. And
So-
we've got collage medium in 2 sizes. So if you're just doing a small project, you're not sure you're interested in it, we have the little, I don't know if they're 2 ounce or 1 ounce bottles, and then we have the jar.
And then I cut out letters with that the vaults with the coffin.
And
It's
that
probably
is
here
that is
somewhere.
here. That is here. I saw it.
I don't know.
How did here it is.
Yeah, that one.
So this is the vault die. It's called Coffin Box. And that's where Becky got her letters.
Yeah. And I bought it for the coffin and I haven't used it yet.
But you use the letters.
I've got time yet.
And those that bat is handy.
Yeah.
And this is $20.99. So all the vault dies that have been released this year are $20.99. Tim wants to make things affordable for us, and getting an alphabet for $20, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good deal.
But I did it in a color. I cut a backdrops piece off, but it was too dark with all this brown, and with me using scorched timber all the way around it, you couldn't see it very well. So I just cut it out in black and then
and
doubled
popped
them
it
up
up.
and moved it over a little bit so you could see it better. Which I
Okay,
should have
and
known
we have
better,
a
but-
question here.
Yep.
Let me see. I just went. Do you out it under the collage? Do you, maybe it means cut it under the collage or over?
The collage paper. What I did,
Yeah.
if this is what you're meaning, I took this piece of collage here, and I just took my water brush and kind of went around
Okay.
the edge of what I wanted, because I didn't want all these words, and actually I ended up going off
So
the
you
side.
just kind of have the skull out of that sheet.
Yeah, and
not
you
the
could,
whole sheet.
Yeah, if you don't want the whole thing, you just, like here, this thing here, if you just wanted that, you take your water brush and just go around the edges, and it just tears apart.
That's a great idea.
And I think this one even, since I traced around the skull, and then I put it down on the paper,
It just blends in.
and I went a little over, and I just sanded it off once it was dry.
Yeah, very cool. And I like how you got the bats.
Going out.
It's just one big collage, really.
Yeah. So something simple.
Have you given that? Have you given it to your son yet?
No, they get all their stuff this week.
Okay.
I'll go deliver things.
You're on make your Halloween delivery.
Yeah, yeah. Once,
Well, I hope he's not watching today.
are you kidding?
I know.
No, he's not
Probably
gonna
as
watch.
much as my son would be watching.
Yeah, no, they don't watch. No.
Oh, okay. Janet was wondering. Janet thinks what her question is:
Oh, what?
is the collage medium under the skull or over the
I
top
put
of the
it
skull?
under, and then I lay it on, and then I brush it on top.
Okay, so it's both.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And that you kind of work the air bubbles out as you brush. And I use the collage brush, and it just smooths it out. Perfect.
There's something about the collage brush, and can you ring the bell, Becky? There's something, I don't know what it is. Maggie has talked about it.
a
She
collage
uses it.
brush.
She uses it all the time, and she says there's something different about it. It's
Well,
hollow
it's
in
hollow
the middle.
in the middle. She's getting it. Thanks.
So,
Yes. Perfect. Thank you.
and that's what you like to use when you apply collage medium.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can.
It comes in different sizes. This is fine.
This is fine. You can't tell in here, but there's like a hollow thing in the center.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And it
Is that to
helps-
hold the medium?
Yeah, it helps just spread it across. This is if you're going to use collage medium, this is the brush for that. But just remember, once you're done, I
Brush
always
it out?
wrap it in a baby wipe, but sometimes I get done and I walk away from my craft desk and I come back the next day and it's all dried up.
Oh.
I've saved a few of them, but
Yeah,
I've had some that
if
I
you're in the
haven't
middle of a
tried.
project, get a baby wipe and just wrap it around it.
But once you're done,
Then
go
clean it
out.
or it will be ruined. And they do come in 3 sizes.
Yeah.
This is the 3-pack where you get one of each size, but
And
you
this
can
is
get them
great
individually.
for big projects. This would probably work. Well, I might use this size, but they all come in handy.
Sandy said she was working on something like this yesterday and it was a major fail.
Oh.
So Sandy, if you have more information, let us know and we'll pass it on to Becky and maybe she can offer some other suggestions because she's done a million things like this.
Yeah. So
Very
that's
cool.
that one. Then I took an etc. tag.
We love our etc. tags.
And I wanted to do something with my bone dies for my son as well to go with this. Since he's a chiropractor, I was going to use
That is
bone
pretty good.
dies. So I actually started this last year at the fall crop,
Okay.
and I didn't finish it. I
been
had
a
this
year in the
piece,
works?
and I had it glued onto this, and that's as far as it got. And then I was out of the Halloween mood, so I put it with the rest of my Halloween stuff. So I got it out, and I started with Mr. Bones, and I cut him out in different shades of gray and black. But when I put him on this, it was so dark, it was hard to see.
Okay.
I couldn't see where things were. So I was like, now what am I going to do? So then I took my luster wax, my silver, and just rubbed all over. And then you could see him from the background.
Oh, okay. So again, that luster wax. I think that might be the product of the day.
I used it a lot this Halloween. And this is an old product. It was they had bats and something else. Or not, maybe it was bats and spider webs, but you just use it for shells. But they have other shelf stuff that you can build up on. So I did the same thing, painted it black, added luster wax, and then added a little spider charm to it. And then I added the candle to it, and I wanted it red and black. And then I added
There's
Spencer.
Spencer, okay.
Spencer.
I'm impressed you remembered his name.
And I kind of splattered him up, and then added a crow, and I was the same way. I couldn't see it very well, so I added
Put a little
luster wax to
silver
his
around
feet
it.
and around the edges. And I should have done that to this piece of ephemera because I didn't do it to that. And then added a ghost. And then in Tim's video, he was talking about these bones that you could get at the dollar store,
Yeah.
Dollar Tree. So I, of course, had to go out and get some bones.
Of course you did.
And while I was there, they had these hands, so I got the hands too. And I splattered them with black paint.
I like that you splattered them. That really is cool.
And then I stained mummy cloth. And
Mummy cloth is something you can get. We ordered a lot because it's limited, because it's a Halloween.
yeah, but you need it all year.
But you need it year round.
I have tons.
And it's $4.99 and you get 6 yards. Teresa and Maggie use that all the time.
And I just sprayed it with spray and then added the black, what's this ribbon called? Ladder ribbon?
Yeah, grid ribbon, ladder ribbon.
And
I
tied
like
the
how
bows
you
with
got your
twines.
dollar store, Dollar Tree or whatever
Yeah.
stuff and splattered it to make it look not so plasticky.
Yeah. And I took the rest of what I bought and put it in a bowl and have my hands coming out of the bowl.
Oh
It's like
my
it's
gosh.
digging
I'm
its
going to have
way
to go
out.
down there today and see what they have.
So, and then I just added on the shelf. I made a couple books out of the ephemera. Most of his Halloween and Christmas ephemera now has book covers. And you just, I have an old dictionary and I just cut the pages out the size that I need and then just stick it and glue it in there to make my book.
And Maggie showed us how to do that.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
last
super
year.
simple.
I think one of his makers did that once.
Yeah, it's because before I did this years ago, but I just took a piece of ephemera and tried to make it look like a cover, and now they have the actual covers.
Now they have the covers. We don't have
Yeah.
to do it.
And then I just added a bone, added some skulls, added an eyeball over here.
Now, Now, I was going to mention the candle dye, and we're going to have to ring the bell again. Becky, we're going to get you a workout. I'm pretty sure that candle dye, it's a colorized.
It was on special.
I think it's on sale. Can you get us the candle dye? I think
It
it's
was
on
on
sale.
special, yeah.
And I love seeing it made up, especially with red and black. I've not seen it like that.
Yeah, you can make it. And there's 3 different sizes of candles and different candle holders in that.
And they're good for Halloween or Christmas or depending on the color.
I think other people have used it throughout the year as well.
Mm-hmm. And we just had an overstock on it. We ordered a few too many. Thank you. So here's the die set, and it's half off here at Memory Bound. And there's, you can see Becky made the short one.
Yeah.
The little short one. And you
And
did,
I
okay,
did
let me
a-
zoom
I
in.
did
So you
do
got
the
the little
candle
holder there.
Yeah,
under
just
it.
the little dish type.
And it is a colorized die from Tim, and it's normally $34.99. So gosh, $17.50. It's a pretty good deal.
Yep, that's when I got it when it went on sale.
She got it on sale. Well, good. Well, and I'm glad to see that you used it. And we
Yeah.
get to see what it looks like.
Yeah. So, and again, this is a very simple make. It's just mainly die cuts and a few little Idea-Ology
You
items.
love, oh yeah, the skulls.
Yeah. And the eye.
And
And,
the charms.
yeah.
Becky,
So-
I want to share something with you
What?
because Shannon made a comment and it is pretty funny. She said if you're not watching and you're just listening, she's laughing because you hear, I just added a bone and an eye. And it does sound bizarre. If you weren't watching or if you didn't know what we were doing, it would.
Yeah.
And if you overheard this, if you're watching at work and your coworkers overhear it, it could be kind of funny, for sure.
Yep. It's Halloween time.
It's Halloween time. It's time to talk about bones and eyeballs and skulls, all that great stuff.
Okay, let's do some of these.
All right, here
Hold
we've
on,
got.
so I'm going to have to come to that side so I can show you, but I'll show you the outside first.
Oh
I used,
my gosh! I recognize
we gotta
that
find-
stencil. It's here. It's right here, Becky.
Here. Okay, I used this die right here on the
Okay,
edge.
this is the new one. It's set number 60.
And first off, I painted my box orange
Okay.
with the pit orange that I had at home, and it was this bright orange. So I painted it, and then I added the black texture paste, which I just love.
That's the black.
Yes. Well,
Okay, that's black opaque. But wait,
so
hang on to your seats. I think she's done other things too.
and I had to do it twice because this isn't big enough to go all the way
Oh,
up.
so you matched it up.
If I would have done if I do this technique again, I'll make sure it's a smaller box, like one of these types, because this would fit perfect. You're not going to have to move it. This I had to try to match my
You
design.
did a good job matching it. You can't really tell.
So-
if you know about it, you're going to find it. But
Yeah.
if you don't, then you're not going to
The
find
normal
it.
person isn't going to look and say,
No.
"Oh, why does that look
Why-
funny right
yeah,
down there?"
why-
Yeah.
Is that where you matched it?
Yeah. So that's how I did that. And I did that on all the sides, but on the bottom, I didn't want it to be raised up. So I just took ink, and like anybody's going to see this, I didn't even have
that's
to do
just
this.
ink. That's not
I just
texture
inked
paste.
it, yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like ink from.
And then on the back, I used that rose one again.
I remember the
thorn.
rose one. I
And
think we're out of it, but
I didn't see it back there, but I used that, and again, it wasn't tall enough either. Even though this was the bigger one, it still wasn't quite tall enough, but I repeated it anyway.
oh, you can't tell at all.
And then I added butterfly ephemera, and I took skull heads from the sticker book. I couldn't just leave it.
Who would think to put a skull head on a butterfly?
They've done it quite a bit. out
Really?
there, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't like the bright orange. So I took my spritz sprays and I sprayed orange, purple, and green all over.
Well, that's why the black isn't.
Yeah,
'Cause
and I
usually
wished,
Usually this black is
It's
a very
black.
black.
and I wish I would have done that before I added the black texture paste, because I really liked the way the black popped, but I didn't like the bright orange. It was too bright for
But
me.
if you tip that a little bit, I
Yeah.
think there we can see
Can
the
you see?
sparkle from the sprays. Yeah.
And you can see different places that it looks green or purple. And
Right,
maybe,
depending on-
can you
oh,
tell
there.
down there? Can you
yes,
see more of
we
it?
can really see it there.
So it's like here on the edge. Can you see that?
You can see the sprays more.
Yeah.
That explains it, because I'm like, that does not look like black.
And like here,
opaque
I can
texture paste.
I didn't spray it solid. Like I sprayed purple in spots and green in spots. And here I can see it, but I don't know if you can see that there.
When you tip it, we can see this, that you've got the spray.
So,
well, that's an idea, though. We know now what it looks like over the top of bright orange paint.
And then here's one of those hands.
Is that a dollar store hand?
And I cut. It actually has a little spot back there that you can put thread in to hang it.
Oh, okay.
So I cut that off, and I was going to put alcohol ink, like a gray, to kind of blend in. And I'm like, wait a minute, bloody fingers, bloody fingers. I kept thinking of that little. So I added red ink to kind of drip down, and then on the top I added one of the what do they call those? They call them something.
The tombstone things. Is that, or you're talking about
the little this one? Yeah, what's that thing called? Conservatory. And they have these different things. And I use this one on here and this. Both of these are on here. So I used the fatter one for down here for the mini dome. And then I stacked up skulls and then put them inside the dome. And then
Of course you did.
And then I used the tombstones, and I used rub-ons.
That's what Maggie was talking about, putting the rub-ons on the tombstones. She's going to do that with her granddaughter.
And then I took the flowers that he has and dyed them, sprayed them with black, or didn't spray them. I didn't see
flowers? Okay, maybe we need to get those.
Okay.
But I used black soot, well, it's not black soot, whatever their black is, for the alcohol ink, and inked them all black, and then I put black glitter on them.
Oh my gosh. Look at all the details.
And then around the edge, I added his old washi tape, just on the edges. And this is one of the quote chips, and an old bat. And then from the bloody fingers, I hung down string, or twine, black twine, but I added black glitter to the twine. And I tied on a spider, and then here was another spider with a bat.
Oh my gosh, all the detail on these.
And on the first one, I saw this haunted house and I wanted it, but it wasn't quite big enough to go on both sides. So I just popped it in there and didn't cut it. So see on the edges how it's curved?
Yeah, it curves around.
I
curved,
like
that.
And that was the perfect size. It wouldn't have been if I'd taken it to the corner, but with just curving it, it worked fine.
Well, it looks more real.
Yeah, so I glued the back and the sides, and then, I don't know if you can see,
a little
but
boneyard.
Yeah, the boneyard, moss, and all the bones and that doll in the back I added glow to, so it glows in the dark. And
okay,
I got
so
that
the
here
glow
too.
paste
Was right there.
That's a product that released last year at Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's back. And we have actually gone back to our restroom to demo it in the past.
But all that glows when you turn off the lights. I added a couple skulls, one of the old pumpkins. Up in the top, I took bats and kind of shaped their wings and glued them on and added a paper doll. And
Very
then that's
cool.
it for that layer. You treat each one, and you could do the same thing in each box, in a separate box.
So Becky also said one time you were here, and it really stuck with me, that if you're new to this and you're getting started, just get these little vignette boxes.
And just do a box.
And just do a box, because each one of these spaces is like its own vignette.
Yeah. And like here, I added the little mini jars, tiny jars with labels. And to make them look old, you can either add, I've done different ways, where you add crackle paste transparent to it, or I just take collage medium or matte medium with my finger and rub over the bottle, and then I go back over it with like a brown crayon. Or you could use watercolor, brown watercolor, whatever, just to kind of age it up. And then I put glitter inside of some of them. I think I did glitter inside of. Let me look.
You have a lot of detail.
Oh, I added bones inside of some of them.
Don't you feel like you just start and then you just add and add and add?
And that's the fun part.
That is the fun part.
That's why you get out all your stuff and you set it all around. And then
get
you
it
just
out
play.
and use it.
Yeah. So and then I always have to add eyeballs on top of the corks.
Let me get in on that.
And then on the skulls, in the middle one, I put the rhinestone things in the eyeballs.
Of course you did, Becky. So there you can see.
And then I thought, I took one of the drippy candles, and I thought, I want a black candle. So I did black. Well, then you couldn't really see it. It was too black. So then I added the luster wax to it so that it would kind of pop a little bit.
And we have the drippy candles. And I'm pretty sure they're in stock. But you want to
there
ring
was
the
a bunch
bell?
of them there.
We'll get our...
And then I did these little metal, what are they called, word tokens or something?
Yeah, I can't think of the exact name.
And just put the screw heads in it. Put a broom, and I sprayed it with water and kind of mushed it up.
Oh, that's what you did with your broom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I tied on a little spider.
Spider charm.
Took one of the cauldrons.
Thank you, Chris.
And put baubles in it, and I dyed them green with alcohol ink. And then made a couple books. What else? I gotta turn this so I can see what I did. Oh, and then they had. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to show the drippy candles, and these are good for Halloween, but they're also really good for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think that they are limited also. They're $5.99.
Yeah, they're not in the everyday.
And you get 9. So if you like them, just don't wait too long.
Yeah, and that's the way with any of the Idea-Ology, because stuff comes and goes. There's some that are around for quite a while, but otherwise it's one and done on a lot of it. Like the bird cage in there, that was several years ago, and I tore it open, bent the metal back, cut the metal, bent it back, and then put eyeballs in it.
It's amazing, Becky.
And
All the detail is just really amazing.
And then I put the raven ephemera on top of the bird cage.
I see that.
So,
And I don't think you can get the bird cage anymore.
No, that's been done for quite a while.
There it is, and there's the raven. You can see it.
But you just take whatever you've got and just create little scenes.
Start putting stuff in.
Yeah.
Oh, here's our last. Oh no, we got 2 things left. So bear with us, everybody.
Yeah.
We are so lucky that
one.
we got Becky here today. You're going to
This
show your
one,
book.
I showed last year. I just
Yeah.
brought it to remind people that your fabric.
We do
if you
have
say,
Halloween fabric. Yeah.
What do I do with the fabric? Well, you can make junk journals just like you do with paper, but use it with material. And you don't have to know how to sew. You just have to. You could glue this on if you want. Because I don't sew, and you just make crummy.
And you started with the fabric journal.
Yes, I started with the fabric journal, and I forgot
Sorry, you're
that.
going to have to ring the bell.
I can go grab that one.
Okay, Becky's going to grab
But
one. I remember you bringing this in last year, and I thought it was amazing. And you know, we have the Christmas fabric now, too.
yes, because I did a Christmas one as well.
So this is the fabric journal. It's $6.99, and that's what Becky. It's hard to believe that this went to this.
It's flat. When you add all your stuff, it gets quite chunky.
It gets quite chunky.
But it's very simple to use. It makes it very easy to do a book like this. So take any of the Christmas fabric, because I did one with Christmas last year as well, and just play and have fun. And if you want to see more detail, just look at last year's, and we went through all the
Janet
process.
just linked the blog post from last year. So
Because
thank
last
you,
year we
Janet.
went through everything and showed how to do it. But it's a lot of fun to do,
And it's fun to get out each year and decorate with your projects.
and the kids love looking, because I've got Halloween pictures.
They
from
like looking.
My time to my kids to their time, so they like looking through it and having fun. So just an idea of what else you can do with your fabric.
And we have a question about the flowers, so we're going to have to ring the bell to have
flower.
somebody look for these little flowers. To
Oh, okay.
have somebody look for them. We're not sure if they're in stock. Here comes Chris.
Sorry.
Here comes Chris with her beverage. She's got her Starbucks drink. Chris, Tim
Do you have
has
those flowers.
they're white flowers. They
It's
have
a
little long
bunch.
stems.
It comes in a bundle of white flowers.
Okay. Chris is going to look and
Because
see.
it comes in a great big bunch, and then you can take them apart and continue to take them apart until you get
She's
the
going
size that you
to
want.
hunt them down for us.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Katie. So anyway, I just brought that just as a reminder.
Yeah,
of what
I'm
you can
glad.
do.
And like I said, Janet linked it.
Yeah.
And if you go out and look at it and then just use your imagination, and we are loaded with fabric. So Diane spent a day cutting fabric. We have all kinds of
there's tons
crafty
of
cuts.
Christmas fabric to use. So
Oh my gosh, here we go.
now this one, I'm going to turn it in the back, is just these boxes.
Oh, that's these boxes?
Yes.
Okay.
And you just start with a box and decorate it. And you don't have to do the back, but I always like to do all the edges because I don't know where it's going to be displayed. And then I just made these little cover-ups to hide the lights.
So that's where
Because I've got lights here and lights here. And then when I was doing this, this box, all the other boxes, I did it on this side.
Okay.
On the front. This part is in the back.
So the flat in the back and the opening in the front.
Yeah.
Except,
However, this top one, for some reason, I don't know why, but I did
You were
it the
being
other
creative.
way around. So while I was putting stuff on here, I'm like, oh, I've got an open space. What am I going to do? So I took one, and what I did on, let's see. Do you see the collage strips?
yes, I do. They're right here at the top, Becky.
There.
That's a collage strip?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's wider than you think.
These are big. So I took collage strips to decorate the boxes.
Oh, and you just layered them?
I
Or
just-
put them next to each
yeah.
other to fill in?
So I took one, I think, maybe it was a piece of ephemera. I don't remember at this point. But I just cut a picture out, and it might have been, I don't know, one of those. And then I put a couple of the extra
It's on
boards.
here. So here he is right
Yeah.
here, guys, on this strip.
So,
Well, the collage strips are nice because they're $5.99 and they are big, and you do get 24 pieces. So you get a lot, and you can die cut out of them or use them
Yeah.
like Becky did here to cover the back.
We can't find them, and Teresa thinks that we can't get them.
Okay, we
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
flowers are discontinued.
but they were nice while you could get them.
Yeah, they were.
I've got a supply.
You would have loved them.
That's
Yeah.
why you got to hoard things when
Yeah.
you see it, right?
Yeah. But they've been around for years, so you might even have some.
Yeah.
So that's all it is just these boxes. And I think you get, how many in here? 4 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I've got, these two are the same size. The 2 bottom ones are the same size. Otherwise,
So Becky got a couple packs,
Yeah.
perhaps.
so anyway, so these are great. And like I said, any of these could be by themselves. You don't have to do 4. And I'm
Oh
going to
my
come over to that
gosh.
side so I can
Okay.
see what I've got.
Let's
Oh,
set
you're
it.
fine. You can sit.
Let's. Okay. Here, let's get this out of the way. All right. Show us what you got, Becky.
Okay.
This looks really amazing.
This one is just the. Do you have the layers? Here, why don't we get the layers and the sticker book
Sticker book is here.
and the layers. Right there. Or
Am I
the
looking right?
that
The
one.
back baseboards?
Yeah, use that one. Okay.
Oh, those are all the baseboards
Yeah.
on the front.
This has. Well, let's look at this side. You've got these wood pieces that I've used all up here. You've got the signs, which I've used here, and then all of these windows.
So those are the Halloween baseboards.
Yes. And I've used those all over. And then here are some of the little quote chips that I used on the last one and also on here.
Okay, so you'll see the window panes. Here's the boards, kind of planks that she was talking about. And then down at the bottom, you'll see the sign.
Yeah.
And I think this one is
I
really
love
cool.
that one.
Looks like it's kind of boarded
And
over.
that would be so easy to do, just that box, because this comes in one piece. It fits over that perfectly.
So if
and
you
then-
were just wanting to start small,
Yeah.
get your baseboards and get your boxes.
And it fits perfect. And then the sticker book
Oh, is that where you got the
has
people?
those lovely people. They just, so funny.
Somebody said they thought they were like maybe from an old insane asylum.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
So here's the people that are from the sticker book.
So this box itself is very simple because it's just the stickers back behind. I added the baseboard. I added some little quote chips from this, book. And then I think I drew around it again. I added a bat and put pumpkins on top. And that box is done. And that could stand by itself.
I like that, like I said earlier, that really stuck with me, Becky, when you were here quite a while ago. And you talked about getting started, and you just start with one box.
And you could, I mean, if you did a few boxes a year, and then later you've got several boxes, you could glue them together at that point and then add more ephemera around.
Yeah, top them off
Yeah.
with something.
And then this one is just a window frame with a piece of ephemera that,
I've seen that guy
Yeah.
before on one of Jennifer's cards.
yeah, he's just creepy. And I just added a couple quote chips, or quote strips,
From the sticker
the
book.
sticker book. I added a hand charm, a skull. Did I put,
Looks like some bones.
yeah, and I might have put something in. No, I didn't put, anyway, some bones and some crypt paste. And I think we got crypt paste.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
the crypt.
The crypt paste is kind
Let
of
me get in on it, because that's...
it's greenish with little black flecks. And it just kind of gives it like a mossy, yucky,
It just looks
moldy
kinda
type
yucky.
thing.
Yeah, you're right, kind of moldy. So that is the grit paste.
And I added a little bit, like on the boards, I added a little crypt paste. On this mushroom, I added a little crypt paste. So I just
hard to
kind of
zoom
added
in.
it here and there. But again, this is a very simple box. It's just a box with a piece of actually, it's one of those strips again.
Hey, she's right here on the front of the package.
Yeah.
So that's from the collage strips.
So I just glued that on, added these boards, and the boards, you can cut them very easily. I just took my scissors and cut them where I wanted. And then I added some of the stickers on there, added a bat piece of ephemera. And then I wasn't sure how it would work to use nail heads, since it's the side of the box, if it would split. I wasn't sure. So I just took the brads, cut the pointy pieces off, and just kept the head
And just
of the
glued them
brad.
on.
And then I used my Tim Holtz hammer that's got the rough, bumpy side
Oh my gosh, yes,
to
we
hit
have
the
that.
bumps in there.
That's the texture hammer,
Yeah.
and it's on sale also. So if you were thinking
It's-
about getting it, we have 2 left.
It's good because it makes all these dented things. I love it. And then, I mean, that box is done. So some of these are very simple. Now these with the lights, this one, I took one of the paper dolls, a piece of ephemera, the transparency window frames that are shattered. I used a piece of ephemera that would look like a curtain. Cut out one of the spiders from the
You're
spider
so
web
creative,
ball.
Becky. Oh my gosh.
Added lights to the inside of the box, but in the very back is a piece of, I think it's a layer,
With the spider
or maybe
hanging
the
down.
spiders. And then on the side of the box, I added more crypt paste. I added
There's those
candles,
drippy candles.
bottles, all of that stuff. And in the bottom one, I added the spider web transparency with cut out 2 of the spiders, one that hung down, and then that big creepy one. Added the creepy boys.
That is a creepy spider.
And then I've got that piece of ephemera that looks like it kind of goes down an old hallway or something. So it was kind of fun.
Becky, there's a question about your
Yes.
stacked pumpkins. Are those the previously released
Those
pumpkins?
are the old ones, but you can even buy like the seed pod pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
You can use those as well, because I don't have very many more of these, so I'm going to have to go to the seed pods.
That's
But
one
they have
thing.
those little mini pumpkins. That
It's
you
a
can get.
case of something that got discontinued by Tim. So if you've got them, you're lucky, and if not, you can get the little seed pods.
Yeah, because they work just as well. I mean, they're not resin, but
So Becky, do you set all this stuff out like on a display for Halloween? Is
yes,
that-
I set them all out in the.
Oh, your house must look really fun.
But some of these
for
I got to
Halloween.
give to my kids, because my grandkids were like, "Can you make us something?"
Oh, but that's really
So
that's
some of
the,
it I give away, and some of it I keep, and
that's the cool part though, when your grandkids are old enough that they want
Yeah.
stuff.
and it was kind of funny because we were talking about some craft thing, and I said, "Well, that's on my video," and they're like, "You have a video?" I said, "Yes, you can go out and see me on video." "No, you don't."
Oh, haha.
So I said, "Yes, I do." So I had to
Grandma's a
show 'em.
star.
And they said, "Wow, you're famous."
That's funny. Then they can tell their friends at
Yeah.
school. Well,
But yeah,
you really are amazing, Becky. And
So just get out your stuff and play.
And you showed us so many different things today and so many different products. And
Whoops, sorry.
we're hoping to, I love it that you use so much of the Tim Holtz Halloween. And somebody mentioned earlier that you should be one of his makers, and I totally agree. And although I don't know if we want to share you or not, but we would. We would. And somebody said it was, Janet said, creepy perfection.
Well, thanks.
So so thank you a bunch for coming
Thank
in
you.
today and being here. And this was a great show, and a lot of people are watching, and we'll take pictures if that's okay. We'll get permission from Becky to take pictures. So, and Janet just said if you go to our blog, go to the search bar and type in Becky, you can see all of her different things. And then they're asking what your YouTube channel is.
I don't have a YouTube yet. I
you have
haven't done
Instagram?
videos. I've got Instagram. I can tell you in a
tell
second.
us your Instagram, and Janet can type it in here. Get you some more followers.
It is Thrap1
So BTHRAP 1.
is my Instagram.
And that's Becky's Instagram, and we have quite a pile here. This is what happens after a video. We just have this, they call it crafter math when people are crafting, but even when you're just have so much to show everybody. So if you want to check out Becky's Instagram, it's BTHRAP1, and Janet just posted it. And then I want to say a huge thank you, Becky. Thank you so very much. Everyone, the hearts are rolling in. I think everyone loved this, and your creativity is amazing.
Well, tell Janet thank you for all the linking she had to
Oh
do
yeah,
today.
she can go take a rest now because
Yeah,
we
sorry,
covered
Janet.
we covered everything. And what's really cool is you used the Tim Holtz Idea-Ology for Halloween, and then in a little bit later we just got in the Idea-Ology for Christmas. We're waiting for one box to come in to get the last of it. There's a couple things that are coming out in October, and then we're going to have an extra video today, and we're going to take all that apart and show everybody. So everyone have yourselves a wonderful day, and we're going to be back later today, and then we're also going to be back tomorrow morning at the same time, and later today to show the Christmas Idea-Ology. So thanks everyone. Thanks Janet, and thank you Becky.